Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something a lot of us have been through, leveling up our deployment game on Google Cloud. We'll follow a story that starts with stressful manual processes and ends with a slick, automated workflow. It's definitely a climb, but trust me, the view from the top is absolutely worth it. So let me start with a question that might feel a little familiar. Does the mere thought of a new deployment send a wave of anxiety through your team? You know, if the words Friday afternoon deploy make you want to hide under your desk, then yeah, you are definitely in the right place. All right, so every journey has a starting point. And for a lot of teams, that starting point is what I call the manual deployment trap. This is ground zero. It's that place where you have a super long checklist of manual steps, a ton of good intentions, and a whole lot of just hoping and praying that nothing breaks. And this just says it all, doesn't it? The plan is always so beautiful and simple. Just one command, gcloud app deploy. So clean. But the reality? Oh, the reality was a complete mess. It was this whole ritual of SSHing into a server, manually copying files over, running some script someone wrote ages ago, and then, just praying it all worked. Well, you can probably guess that this manual approach taught some pretty hard lessons, and fast. Without automated tests, bugs just waltzed right into production. And when things broke, and they always did, there was no easy way to roll back. We had zero observability, so finding the problem felt like a frantic search in a dark room. It all boiled down to one thing. Every single deployment was a huge, high-stakes gamble. So after losing that gamble one too many times, the team realized something had to change. They had to take human error out of the equation. And this, right here, is the first real step towards sanity, bringing in a proper tool to automate the whole process. And our first hero in the story is Google Cloud Build. The best way to think about it is like a repeatable recipe for your deployments. It's a fully managed service where you just define all the steps, build, test, deploy, in one configuration file. And that means the process is documented, it's consistent, and it runs the exact same way every single time. And look at this. This is the new, much saner world. A developer just pushes their code to Git, and that's it. That one action automatically kicks everything off. Cloud Build grabs the code, it runs the tests, which is a massive win right there, and then it pushes it all to a safe staging environment. No more manual commands, no more crossed fingers. But you know how it goes. You solve one problem, and a new one pops right up. The pipeline to staging was solid, but that last, most critical step, getting that code from staging into production, was still this murky, manual thing. How could they make that final leap just as safe and reliable as everything else? The answer wasn't just another tool. It was a complete shift in philosophy. It was about moving to a true GitOps workflow. This is this really cool idea that your Git repository isn't just for your app's code. It becomes the one single source of truth that defines the entire state of your system, especially for something complex like Google Kubernetes Engine. This quote right here gets to the absolute heart of it. Your Git repo is the boss. It defines what reality should look like. And your live production environment, it's just a mirror of what's in your main branch. So if you want to change something in production, you don't SSH into a server anymore. You open a pull request. And this table, man, it just drives home what a game changer this is. Look at this. Your source of truth goes from some engineer's laptop to a central Git repo that everyone can see. Rollbacks, they go from a panicked, complicated mess to a simple, safe git revert command. Because the repo defines everything, you're guaranteed that your staging and prod environments are identical. And your audit trail, it's not some messy command history anymore. It's the clean, unchangeable history of Git itself. Now, to make all this GitOps magic happen, the team started using Google Cloud Deploy. And the wins were just huge. Rollbacks were now totally automated and stress-free. For the first time, dev, staging, and prod were actually consistent. The audit trail was crystal clear right there in Git, and the whole thing just worked seamlessly with Google Kubernetes Engine. So at this point, the pipeline is automated, it's reliable, we're done, right? Well, there's one final amazing step in this evolution. It's moving to what we can call a platform-powered future. And this is all about shifting the team's focus away from building pipelines to just using them. This might sound like a bold statement, but it is so true. Think about it. Even the most amazing custom-built CI/CD pipeline is still a product that you have to maintain, you have to secure, you have to update. All that time and effort is time you're not spending on your actual product. The real goal is to make that complexity just disappear. And right here, this is the ultimate prize. When you can use pre-built, battle-tested templates, maybe from a central platform team, or even from Google Cloud itself, your dev teams are finally free. They can stop worrying about the how of getting code to production and put 100% of their energy on the what, building and shipping awesome features for your users. So, we've walked through this entire journey, all the way from chaos to clarity. Now, let's put it all together. How can you apply these lessons? Let's boil it down into a clear, actionable roadmap. Okay, here it is, your 4-phase plan. Step 1, script everything. Just get rid of all those manual commands and clicks. Step 2, automate those scripts. Use a tool like Cloud Build to make sure they run the same way every time. Step 3, adopt GitOps. Start using a declarative tool like Cloud Deploy for safe, auditable control over your environments. And finally, Step 4, leverage templates. Let someone else manage the pipeline so your team can focus on what matters. Each step builds on the last, cutting risk and boosting speed. And that brings us to the end. This journey from manual messes to a platform-powered system is just so powerful. It slashes risk, it lets you move faster, and honestly, it just makes life better for developers. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. When you look at your own process, what is the very first bottleneck you're going to automate?